Good evening, it's 8 p.m, it's Friday night and it's another edition of Noise from the Boys. Jockey here tonight. I haven't been here for 5 weeks. I've been travelling the world. Well, I've been down under anyway. But tonight it's me, Jockey. We've got Big Col.
Good evening.
We've got young Chris.
Alright.
And we've got Anthony.
Now then.
So, where are we starting tonight?
I think we should welcome Brendan back first of all from his jollies. I'd just like to let everyone know he didn't bring us any fucking presents either, so I'm a bit disappointed in that, to be honest with you.
I had some kangaroo when I was over there. It was lovely, really, really nice.
How did you have it?
What? On the barbie.
Medium rare. Medium rare, slap its ass.
Go back for more.
Yeah, but while I was over there, I carried on my work. I went to the Perth, the official supporters club of Western Australia, Perth, and I couldn't have picked. It's a bit difficult for them to get together and watch a game, because of the timings. 3 o'clock game here, over there is like 1 in the morning, and they haven't got the licence. But luckily enough, I went there for the Arsenal game, which was. I think it was a quarter-way kick-off over there, and it was brilliant. So I'd like to thanks Carol Orton, Mark Roscoe and Nev Scott for having me there, and they even served rail chips. You can't get a rail chip in Perth.
A real chip? What's an unreal chip?
They sold rail chip butties. You can't can't get a rail portion of chips for like...
Pan-fried chips, pan-fried, proper potatoes, pan-fried.
Proper potatoes, not like... Not these processed things.
You get the chips, but you can't get the Echo to fry them in. Echo lad.
But chips like out of Burns or something.
No, these are better. These are like cut chips on a balm, and but it's about $12 for a bottle of bud in Perth, and in this gaff, the Liverpool Supporters Club, it was $2.50. And it was a great place. They were running raffles for the HJC and all that. So good on them. They're the fastest growing supporters club in the world as well. So good on them, and long may the prosper. So. What are we starting with? All the intros there. I'm back.
I know we've got a lot to get through, so we'll start with Arsenal. The cup game. I know it seems like it was ages ago, but I mean, we went there on the back of the week before and the midweek game at Fulham. The Arsenal game the week before and the midweek game at Fulham. Flying with confidence. Just changed a few of the personnel around due to injuries and stuff. Car crash didn't play, and we had Colo. And we handled it very well, I thought. I mean, we don't want to go over old grounds with Howard's Web, but we were playing Arsenal +1 in the end, and we done more than enough to win, created loads and loads of chances, outplayed Arsenal for long periods of the game, and then just didn't get the rub of the green. When the decision should have went our way, they didn't go our way. But it's a shame, really, without the cup, because I think if we'd have beat them, we virtually had a bite of the semis, didn't we, the way the draw pans out. But... yeah, as I say, a bit disappointing. And other than the results, it was a really good day.
I'd just like to say about that decision off Howard Webb, I think I don't think any referee in the Premiership would give Suarez 2 penalties within 5-10 minutes of each other.
We've spoke about this before, haven't we? You have to take every single decision on its own merit. You can't say, well, he's had one 10 minutes ago, we can't have another one. There were 2 blatant penalties. Everyone in the ground could see they were penalties, apart from the person that mattered.
But he never gives 2 penalties, because the linesman gave the first one. So, and he was picking not to give that. He was looking at it not to give that, you know what I mean? Picking holes in that.
Okay, officials then.
Yeah, but
there's 2 penalties. It'd be unprecedented.
Well, I think there was a conflict of interest.
There'd be questions asked in Parliament.
There was a conflict of interest with him anyway, and I'm not being like a conspiracy theorist, but he's employed by South Yorkshire Police and he's employed by the FA, who we've had a fight with for the last 25 years, so there's a conflict of interest there. And he gave that second penalty never gave that second penalty solely on his dive after it, which is a bias. So he's gone on his reputation, his previous reputation, which is a biased decision. And that's the top and bottom of it. He's a wrong un. He knew what he was doing. And you can chase it back to Flanagan when last game of the season last year, Tottenham. Pina, sealed the challenge, boom, penalty. There's nothing in it. The Etu challenge on Suarez again, follows him in the area, not a thing on it. You've got the Henderson challenge, he nearly broke the fella's leg, end of the kid's career. There's loads of it goes back on a previous with the fella anyway, but the conflict of interest is the main one, like, because he's got to busy his mindset anyway. the fucking wrong one.
Colin's saying that he's not happy that we're out the cup. I was quite pleased with the results. I'm made up that we've got the league to concentrate on, and we're fresh, and we can concentrate on one game a week. Now, I mean, like, look at Arsenal's running. Well, not Arsenal's running. Look at Arsenal's run of games in March. I think they've got Everton, Spurs, Chelsea, Bayern Munich, and Man City. You know what I mean? Now, surely they've got to drop off, so we should be looking at third, second, and even, dare I say it, first place.
Hang on, let's not dare I say it now.
Okay, just because you said it 5 months ago.
No. I can't be arsed going on about Webb because, and what Tony said, yeah, South Yorkshire busy, FA and all that, and he weren't going to give the second pen, but at the end of the day, Liverpool plays well again, and I'm going against you, Jockey. I'd rather have stayed in the cup and gone against Everton in the quarters and fucking done them. Maybe might have done the 5-0 this time, bit of luck. But no, it's gone on to the cup. Got to another final and, stayed in. You need to stay in the cup and push on in the league. Let's get to a cup final and, you're saying that about winning the league, but honest to God, I just think getting into that top 4 is just the most important thing. And now we've got the little 6-point cushion. But let's take the little bit of pressure off us now, and that the cup could have been a little side issue, taking our minds off it. So, no, I know what you're saying, less games, but no, the momentum beating Everton in the cup would just give us more confidence in going into the league.
We haven't got the squad to be kicking, getting the fuck kicked out of us in cup games.
No, we haven't had the squad all season, but we've just still been like plugging away, and I think that's what has been the case in the cup. But it's just gone in, turns Everton over as usual, and just maybe got an easy draw in the semis, and who knows? Got a cup, Brendan's first cup.
You haven't got clicky since I've been away, haven't you?
Right. I think it was a weird game because for a defeat we come away with it full of positives. You know what I mean? You were made up going on with the way we perform. We're going to Arsenal in these places now. We're turning them over, and we're playing very well at doing it as well. I was on the tube on the way home after it, and it was just next to this Cockney Al fella, and he seemed like he knew his foot. He was talking about it, and he was just spouting Sophie, just going on about. He never got a thing, Howard Webb never give us a thing, Gerrard shouldn't have stayed on the pitch. What fucking game have you just watched? So you sound like a scouser, you miserable cunt. So you can't be happy, you've just won. Why can't you be happy for your team? But I was watching, what I was watching, I don't like to blame Webb, but with the history we've got with him, I blame the chances we had. We had enough chances to settle it ourselves, so it didn't go down to Webb. We could have won it and then said Webb, you know what I mean? We could have won the game and then said Webb, but I thought he was being a bit too individual himself up front with this record. Sturridge, I think he was trying to do the record on his because there was chances where the other fellow was next to him and he was shouting at him, to square it on a couple of occasions, and he never. I think that played on his mind, that record. He was trying to break that club record in 9 games, you know what I mean? So we had the chances to do it, but.
Yeah, and he was unlucky, and the week before, every chance that we got, it seemed to go in. Yeah, and that's the lucky get. And any other time, them goals go in. Like the last one against, in the last minute, I get the header. Now, on another day, that goes in. So, overall, they were unlucky, and they played well. So, it's not like we got battered off them, and, the run carries on. The run was still on a good little run. Got beat, but we come out of it, still happy.
Colin?
I read an interesting stat this afternoon on Twitter. Liverpool have scored the last 30 goals Liverpool have scored. Suarez has only scored 3 of them. Now, I haven't managed to do the research on that, but that's this goes. What I'm trying to say is we've been labelled a one-man team since he came back into the side, and we're far from it now. And what I'd say expands on that is we should have stayed. I'd like to have seen us stay in the FA Cup because we can't hide anymore. At some point next season, we're going to be approaching the Champions League, the FA Cup, the League, the Capital One Cup, etc. So it would have been nice to stay in the Cup late February. Quarter-finals of the FA Cup and with a chance of winning the league. Fucking hell, the strides we've made in 12 months.
I've looked at the stats. Our last 5 league games, we've scored 17 goals, and the fella from the one-man team hasn't scored none of them. Yeah. So, that's that one out the window, isn't it?
Well, like you're saying, concerning that, we've got a 6-point gap now, haven't we? So, what you've got to look at it is, we're fourth is guaranteed now anyway, because for them to catch that's a 7-point gap with the goal, what is it? Goal difference. So you're talking, we've got to lose 4 games, and Man United, Everton, and Tottenham have got to win every game. Yeah. So we're not losing 4 games out of 11 or no, we're not. And they're not winning, not just that.
Probably got to play each other.
Yeah, well, not just that. They've got to win every game, and I can't see any of them winning every game from now to the end of the season. So that's as good as, like, fourth in the bag for me. And then, like, you're moving on tiers. I think we're just, if not better than, and what they've got with the Champions League coming up and the FA Cup, we're ahead of Arsenal. So we start looking ahead of ourselves now instead of back, and, like, you know, you'd settle for that, wouldn't you?
We're all still, it's amazing, innit? You know, Tony, Chris, yourself, Jock, myself. Well, I won't say myself, no, because everyone's still pessimistically cautious. Do you know what I mean? We're all frightened to throw our eggs in the basket and say, let's have a go. But over the last couple of days, I've heard all these top pundits say, I don't know why Liverpool aren't going for it.
The rest of the country
just get on it. Why aren't they going? Why aren't people now coming round to the reasoning of Liverpool are 6 points off the top of the league? They've got all these teams to come and play at Anfield. It's just about coming into March. My God, we will never, I don't think anyway, we will never have a better chance to win it.
I read a piece the other day where someone was saying we've got to start playing dirty tricks. The way Mourinho's always played dirty tricks, the way Ferguson's always played dirty tricks. You've got to play for every point now, every throw-in, every corner, every free kick.
That's true, that, Jock, but I don't think this team needs to do that at the moment. I love the way the team are, so they're like the naive and innocent at the moment. Do you know what I mean? They're going into games and just saying, look, let's just have a fucking good go at it. If we score 5 and concede 3, who fucking cares? I mean, the Swansea game, we'll come up to it again, but that's points an example. You know, Liverpool was shit for the first 10 minutes. And we're 2 up. Then we were brilliant for the next 10 minutes after that, and it was fucking 2-2. It was the most bizarre game of football you could ever come across, but it just sums us up at the moment. We've got a carefree attitude, which I don't think they should change. They should keep it. Keep the carefree attitude. Get out there every week. Be naive, be innocent, because it could take us to the Championship. I think if we start being methodical and start worrying about what other teams can do, I think we'll come unstuck.
Who was it who said you don't win nothing with kids?
Jockey. Not you though, Jockey Hansen.
It was. But we'll move on from the Arsenal game. That was a defeat, but it felt like a bit of a win, because I can see more on the horizon, free of the FA Cup. So Swansea.
Just a quick one, Tony is right there. We are only 4 points off the top of the league.
Yeah, I knew that. Oh, sorry. Because of asked me that.
Sorry, go on. Move on.
Swansea game. I didn't go to the Swansea game either. I got invited to a christening, which I wasn't happy about. So, the Swansea game.
I mean, go on, Chris, do you want to go?
Yeah.
We scored more goals than them again. A bit like the Fulham game.
Oh, as Colin said before, we went 2-0 up again, same things. And it's just a recurring team at Anfield. Now we come out and just bang a couple of goals in straight away. So I thought it was going to be another 4-5, and then Shelby pulls off a screamer. And then they get back into it 2-2, and then your head's up your arse then, sitting on the edge of your seat again, thinking, what the fuck's going on? But you're always thinking then, but we're going to get another goal. So it's it's loads of time on the clock. But no, they played well as well. That tired from down the wing, he had a blinder. But just a balmy game, just a crazy game. And come to the end of the game, you was just sitting there thinking, oh my God, imagine this coming to the end of the season. Like it was like this week in, week out. It's just going to drive you mad.
Goes on Shelby, weren't it?
Yeah, it was. The old ground first stood up and give him a round of applause, which fucking deserves it because he was screaming.
I know he's an ex-Liverpool player, but I think any player would have got a round of applause for that. I think I've seen it once or twice before at Anfield when they've had a round of applause. You don't see it anywhere else, do you?
No, well, I don't know. With him holding his hands up as well, I don't know. If he would have ran away and celebrated, I don't think he would have got the little reception, but with him holding his hands up...
No, I've looked at the replays, and as soon as it hits the back of the net, you can see them in the cop behind them, their hands are going together. But
I jumped on the bandwagon when I seen everyone else clapping early.
Knowledgeable crowd, aren't we? But I thought...
Got the education from the cop.
Yeah, I thought... like Colin said, it was a mad game. We were 2-0 up, and then it was just too. But you never thought we were going to lose. You know what I mean? With the way the firepower we've got, you always thought we're going to win this no matter what. But it was doing my head in actually. The game, it was just to and fro. I hate all them games like the 4-4 at Goodison and all that. But I thought the first half they played very well. I think they matched us. I wouldn't say we were any better than the first half. Flanagan got the runarounds off Dyer, and he looked the part in first half, that Dyer. But we've got our own little winger there, that's Sterling, and Sterling was he's turned into got to be like the top player in the league now.
He's like a new signing, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he's brilliant at the minute. When people aren't, like, we have a little down patch, he's the outlet, and he's getting them back on the toes as well. And on form, he's got to be the top player in the league. But
can I just put in there, so, about earlier on in the season, Colin, with one of his bets, said put Henderson and Sterling down for getting picked for the England squad. 15-1 it was at the time. You're not getting that now, are you?
I don't know what the odds are, but I think they're as good as Honor, aren't they? On the plane. But yeah, give Swansea the due, like, but it's these individual errors more than a collective thing at the back. You know what I mean? We're fucking up just like personally. They're all doing their own little blah blah. So we thought like Agner's back. And I wouldn't have put Johnson Ra in, mate, so that just made a crick, just bollocks that he was injured. I don't know what's gone on there. There's a bit of politics going on with that. But I don't think he was injured anyway, but I don't know what his carry-on was. But I wouldn't have put him back in anyway. I would have kept with Digger, me on the wing. But the mistakes, we thought we'd get rid of Torre and then but the mistakes were there again. And this fella, like I was saying the other week, you're only as good as what's in front of you as a goalie. But this fella at the back here now, you're having kittens with him because there's nothing to put him under pressure for his position. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Now I know it's the goalie. Now I know it's a monetary thing, like this money issue with Reina, but we own him. So I'd have Reina back, me. And I wouldn't. I'd swerve Brad Jones. Well, you've got to just swallow it, lad, because this fella's like, he's just going through the motion. He could be the costly thing now. Doesn't get him. I
disagree. I think he's won us more points this season than what Reina would have. He's a shot stopper. Reina isn't. Look at all them half-dives Reina's done for the last 3 seasons. Balls what he previous would have got.
But I'm not saying bring him back and play him. I'm saying bring him back and put pressure on him. You know, so he knows there's someone there to make him perform better. But like, I know he was trying to like get his move to Barcelona or what have you, and I think that's the old philosophy of this Factor Valdez he was saying the other day. But like,
so you blame our defence's nervousness on Mignolet?
He won't come off his line, so there's a problem.
Yeah, I'm talking about the car crash, Torre and you know Skirtle. Some of the stuff Skirtle's coming out with.
They're individual errors. I was never blame the goalie.
I blame them all.
That penalty with Skirtle the other day was coming. That was well due, wasn't it?
But if you're going to do that, you give 10 a game, don't you? You give them either end. That fella with the ponytail was doing it. He's dragging everyone around, so you can't just give one thing. It wasn't as bad as you've seen him do in the past, you know what I mean? You've seen him pull the shirt off the fella. But I was sitting right in front of that, and it did look like he undressed him, like, but I'm just saying that they're a unit, aren't they? They're a back 5, they're not a back 4.
There doesn't seem to be a leader amongst the 5 of them. When a goal goes in, they're all looking at each other. You know what I mean? There's no one actually saying, right, I'm in charge, you do this and you do that, because the defence is getting changed that many times in the space of 2 or 3 games. I can see what Tony's saying about Mignolet. He looks frightened at the moment, like he's got the world's troubles on his shoulders. But I think the problem with that is he's not playing in front of a settled back 4. Tony's just said there as well, Johnson brought up. I wouldn't have had Johnson anywhere near that side against Swansea, nowhere near it at all. As I kept Sissoko in, as I kept Flano at right back, as I kept the 2 centre-halves from the Arsenal defeat. Why they keep chopping and changing, I don't know. It must come down to trust. Brendan doesn't trust certain people, and I think it's nailed on now. Agger will be gone in the summer. You could, from one thing you could take out of that Swansea game. I think there's a few of them that are going, yeah.
Are we missing Carragher's presence?
I was just going to say, when Carragher come in last season, the second half of the season, even though he sorted that defence, because we went on a run from Christmas to the end of the season, and we picked up more points than anyone in the league, I think. To be, don't correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we did, and that's what we're missing. Someone at the back like Carragher to be screaming and shouting and organising it. I was sitting in a Kemlin there, and he had brilliant spec, and It was just quiet. There was no one talking at all. Johnson's running around like an endless chicken. And he hasn't been injured him. He's just been swerved. He's been dropped because of the way he's been playing. And he hasn't been eased back into the team. Not like he hasn't had like a little cameo role, come in, played 10 minutes of like, you know, he could have come in on against Fulham or whoever. No one. He's just come straight back into the game, into the team, and played shite again. He started off where he left off.
He looks heavy to me. He looks heavy, carrying a bit of timber. Doesn't look like he's matched Johnson. I know he hasn't played for a couple of weeks, but someone like him should be naturally fit. He should be able to have 2 or 3 weeks out and use it as a rest, because that's what it was basically. He wasn't injured, really. And when he's come back, he looks terrible, doesn't he? I just don't think he looks fit enough to play football.
What's an indefinite injury? I've never heard of it.
That's Tony just said. I think it was political. I think it was he dropped him because of his attitude. I don't think he was injured. He just stunk the place out. He's coming to the last 12, 18 months of his contract. He's got a World Cup on the horizon. He was pissing about in games, not going in for challenges maybe. I don't know, but I don't think he was injured, was he?
He was getting slated from the kennel, and he was giving it back as well. I seen someone shouting at him, and he was telling them to fuck off or something.
Getting back to the Swansea game. Last weekend for me was the big weekend. I expected them all to drop points. Chelsea, Arsenal. I was hoping Man City dropped points. But even after the Swansea game, it was a huge sigh of relief just getting that game out the way with 3 points. But even greater, a couple of hours later, for Tottenham to drop them points, weren't it, at Norwich?
I've never seen that coming, like, but we watched a bit of that, didn't we, in the gym, and it was... They done
well.
well.
You go to the gym after the match now, don't you?
We took out the 3 weeks pass off my dad, wasn't paying to go. But he played well, Norwich, give them the due, he played very well. They just looked a shambles, but then they can turn it on 1 week, can't they, and then they shite the next week. But no, I
don't think they're consistent enough to chase for that 4th spot, Spurs.
Well, like the Chelsea game with Everton, a draw would have been ideal for us, wouldn't it? But that could be a big win for them. That could be a league win. Do you know what I mean? That point, them 3 points there at the end, could give them.
Sums Mourinho Chelsea up, doesn't it? Poxy for 90 minutes, and then they poke one in on 93. And that fucking fat cunt of all people, John Terry.
Same with us though against Swansea, though. You know, we could have drew that, or we could have lost that. So. And Fulham, yeah. So we're nipping them a little 3 points at the death. So last couple of years we wouldn't have been doing this. So we've moaned about the team, but give them credit as well, because in the end of the day they got the fucking 3 points out of the game, which seemed lost at one point.
Like I say, we're only a little chihuahua, aren't we, chopping at the horse's ankles.
That game went on for 2 hours.
Well, Brendan's he's on TalkSport on Brendan Live the other night on the telly, and he's admitted he can't believe the strides we've made as a club and a team in 12 months. Do you know what I mean? We're well ahead of schedule.
That's another thing. However we end this season, hopefully it looks like we might have the Champions League. However it ends this season, Anfield FM, we've done an interview with Brendan Rodgers about 12 months ago, 18 months ago, when he first arrived, and we went in for a 15-minute interview with him, and I think we were in there for 2 hours 10 minutes, and we're going to play that again and see where, what his philosophy, what he was going on about back then, so where we are now. This is when it was in the interview with us when he first mentioned death by football. So we're hopefully going to play that over the next couple of weeks.
When he was fat with his altitude. Yeah, he's new and improved.
Talking of green hair, you bumped into Ian here, didn't you?
Yeah, on the train, told me a load of fucking spouted a load of cods wallop. I know. And then comes out the next day in the paper, but was fuming really, do you know what I mean? Come on, we said if it was third and above, we were going into this tournament. Fourth and below, we weren't, but we were going back to the Fenway. So I've gone and told everyone, and then like Joe Bennett's gone up and started necking him, fell in love with him and all that, take me photo, and then he's told Joe a different story then or something, and then it's another story in the paper the next day. So I'm telling him.
True, then he hasn't got a fucking clue what he's doing, has he?
But I was saying to him about days holidays. Said there's a load of us going, we need holiday, we work, and all that type of thing. So surely he could have been honest about that. You know what I mean, lads?
You see that third place, what he's talking about. If we'd have finished 4th. Right, the qualifiers are until the 19th of August and the 29th of August, and the tournament's at the end of July. So it doesn't even clash. It's ideal for preparation for the qualifier. Anyway, but are we going so?
Yeah, we're going on. Some of us are booked. Some of us have already booked, haven't we? But makes you think, does he know anything anyway? And is it John W. N. you sorting this big American thing out? And like he's just like a little patsy. You just say, yeah, you just keep them happy on that side of the pond, and I'll sort the graft out on this.
Defo. You've hit the nail on the head. You've nailed it there. Completely nailed it.
So I'm just looking at my bullet points that my producer Collins wrote out for me, and I think there's one more. Is this one going in, or are we going to merge this with? Are we going to merge this with bullshitter of the week? What is it?
It's hashtag. Call my bluff.
Are we going to? Tony, tell us, is this a bluff? This is Liverpool. This is Liverpool.
This isn't.
For listeners out there who don't know what This Is Liverpool is, it's a trailer what's had 170,000 hits.
400.
Well, 400 now. Yeah, that was a few days ago, and it's it's going to be a reality program similar to Towie and all the other bollocks what's on the telly at the moment. And us round the table here was shocked to see a good friend of ours has got a prime spot in it. Tony, is this call my bluff or what?
No, it's true. It's true. Like, I've just got to take my medicine, haven't I? It's not reality because I'm playing a builder in a working jag. So I don't know what it is. I could have used it as a call my bluff, like, but it was something I'd done 2 years ago when I was this like failed actor.
Well, you're a successful actor now, are you?
No, I'm a successful car operator now. But when I was in it, I phoned Sully actually. I went ahead with it. What can I say? I've done ahead with it. I believe. No, I'm not. I'll hold my hands up. I went in.
I'm sick of sticking up for you.
Well, usually no one's answered the phone to me in 3 days, actually. I've been swerved. No one even half on it, really. You know what I mean? When the match firm get on it, I'm fucking finished now.
Kevin in Australia phones me about once a month. He's phoned me saying, that's Kevin.
No, what can I say? I think I'll come out of it all right, because I'm not like on no fucking yacht or I'm like cracking champagne and all that. You know what I mean? You know, I think, the proof's in the pudding and when you see it, blah, blah. But what I've been told, I know the girl who put the money into it at the start, and she said, Tony, you know, you've done a bit of acting, will you play this builder? So I've jumped at it, because I'm a fame-hungry whore. Right? And without thinking about the long-term effects of my life and my livelihood, I've jumped on it. And I'm shitting myself now, to tell you the truth. My arse is carried a bit, like, but I keep getting little texts through of that Facebook off, like, Ronnie Wise and all matchheads and Greg Hines going, are you fucking messing? Is this really you? And like, I mean, it's battered a bit, actually, as you can tell, but I'll take my medicine, take it on the chin and move on, innit? It's only a bit of Scouse panto. I can't understand Joe Anderson getting involved. Fucking Queen Victoria. He's going on. I know, yeah, what's he going on about? You're making a bad name of the city. The city's full of bears with high eyebrows and tans. It's just a bit of Scouse panto. It's acting. Take it for what it is. Exactly. It's just acting. I don't know what the carry on is. I believe the girl she was trying to get it away from Scouse wives. She gave it to these people, this production company. The production company meant it's boring, it's shite, spice it up. So she's got this tranny and a load of pig's ears in it, and I don't know what's going on now, man.
Okay, well, talk about...
There's no truth in the rumours, though, that Chelsea Howard's on next week's show.
Yeah, but when she slept something Taylor, and I didn't know. I didn't know at the time.
Talking about pantomimes, we'll move on to David Moyes. Right, David Moyes, we don't like, I mean, every time we talk about this fella, we start saying, oh, we don't want to talk about them up the road, but come on, we've had our nose rubbed in it for 20 years, haven't we? It's our turn now.
Got me out of a legging. I love him. Yeah.
I mean, a couple of months ago when we brought it up, you know, we were all saying we want him, you know, he's in it long term. Ferguson's chose him as they made the banner, the chosen one. He's going to be there for the full 5 years. I can see it all crumbling now.
Yeah. I hope not.
Well, yeah, Jock, we keep saying we hope not, but, and this is a big but, papers make and break you. Media, papers, and, you know, morning papers, they make and break you. if this the mirror's the main, the rag that all Manchester and Liverpool football fans, the majority of them will read. If he loses the morning papers, he'll go. He's already losing the fans. We spoke about it off air before. You know, other radio stations are doing phone-ins and stuff, and there was one after the day after the Olympiacos game during the week where they were proper Manc fans were slating him. He's had enough. They can't understand why he's being given a job. He's not a winner. He's brought dogs with him from for backroom staff, etc. His tactics are mundane. And if you close your eyes, he could have been talking about fucking Everton. Do you know what I mean? So all he's done there, he's took his mid-table well, what I can see anyway, his mid-table mentality that he grew and nurtured at Everton, and he got away with it there because the fans were good to him, I thought. But he should have legged him after about 3 years. He's took that mentality straight over to Old Trafford, and he's no different. There is no, he's got, and bear in mind, the players he's got, I don't go along with this shit. United were lucky last year. United have got about 7 or 8 top quality footballers in that side there, and he's actually turning them ordinary. He's making them ordinary.
Yeah, but
Alex Ferguson's no fool, is he? No fool whatsoever. He knows the game inside out, and he's appointed this fella. And the only reason I think he's appointed this fella is for his dynasty to stop dead. And in the future, people are going to look at their honours and go, "How come they stopped winning things that year and they've won nothing for 10 years?" It's not even conspiracy. I know Man United fans, but I know Man United fans, and they say Alex Ferguson wasn't about Man United. Alex Ferguson was all about Alex Ferguson. You know what I mean? And the fellas knows the game inside out. He's one of the greatest managers ever, and he's threw Moyes into that job, the chosen one. I just can't understand it.
Well, I'm working with a load of Mancs, and honest to God, now that tipped them over the edge the other night, the Olympiacos game, and the look on Moyes' face sitting in that dugout, he hasn't gone grey, he's gone white, he looks like Teasley Barlow, he looks like he's just about to fucking collapse on the dugout, and Neville's looking round, Steve Round's looking round, and you can just tell they're just lost in this big mad club, because he's come from Everton, where like he does the odd interview for the Echo, or you know, a little bit snippets here and there. He's dealing with Asia, he's dealing with MUC, he's dealing with all kinds, and he just can't handle it. And you know, the way they're talking, they're saying, "Why didn't we get Mourinho? Why did we get rid of Feeling and this, that, and the other?" They're just going to go down that. You've got Ferdinand going, you've got Vidic going, you've got Everett going, Giggs is gone. They're losing half a team. He's got to rebuild that team. Now, are they going to throw that job at him? You know what I mean? So, and now there's rumours about the stock exchange kicking up a fuss over them and all that. So, it's great to see the Mancs going this way, because, you know, I've been waiting for Fergie to walk out that tour for, 18 years, something like that, whatever it is. And I knew the minute he'd walk up that tour, they'd go downhill, but I didn't expect them to go downhill this drastic, and it's great. To get rid of him, though, it's a 6-year contract. It'd be 15-20 mil to get rid of him, surely. United are too big.
I'll just spin it slightly. They've just paid, well, they're about to start a new contract with Wayne Rooney, 300 grand a week. There is no way on earth Manchester United are paying that. That's got sponsors written all over it. That main sponsors will be paying that. And in the same way they'd go, what Chris has just said there, if all the shareholders start kicking up a fuss, the 15 to 20 million quid to get rid of them, small change, mate. Absolute small change. And the brickwork starting to wobble now. As I said, if he loses the papers and then the fans, once them are gone, mate, he's got nobody left to turn to. Even Ferguson won't save him.
We don't want to see that, though, do we?
I haven't been looking in at depth like that, as like that, what they're saying. I'm just fucking made up. But the thing is, if you want him to win a 1 or 2, because he'll stay then. If he carries on like this, you're getting fucked off, and then they're going to bring.
You want him to get you for cup?
Yeah, well, they're going to bring a big hitter in, aren't they? You know what I mean? They're going to bring some big hitter in to change it around. But I don't even think a big hitter will change it around, because you've got to change the squad then. But he's out of his depth. He started. I thought when he come in, he started with Everton with his bollocks, spouting bollocks like the People's Club. He's come in there. He's given them lip service, but he's been found out now, because Ferguson made average players brilliant, and he made players sign. You'd sign for Man U, but you'd sign for Ferguson, well, because you were guaranteed he would win your trophies and he'd make you a better player. But you cannot say that the same about Moyes now. You know, if Moyes is going after you, you're from Porto, or there's someone, or you're from Paris, Moyes is after you. Can you honestly say he's going to turn you into this world star? And can you honestly say you're going to be guaranteed trophies now to go elsewhere? And this is what I say about Ferguson. People sign for Ferguson, not Man U. They sign for Mourinho, not Chelsea. Kenny. Do you know what I mean? They sign for these big managers, but I just want him to keep it up because I don't want to lose him. I love him at the minute, Moyes. You know what I mean? He's special agents, isn't he?
We've said this, you want them slowly and just like painful death. Know what I mean? Win one, draw one, lose another 5.
Mediocrity.
Yeah, and
but this isn't mediocrity. This is it's
a crisis.
It's a crisis.
It's the flying down.
But with Fergie, they had it set in stone. They just, it was all set up for them. Even that Gill's gone. He's it's like a full firm just gone and just left him with the old bag of shite. Go on, get on with it. And they have got a bag of shite. He's left him with a bag of shite, and I think he's half known that as well. You know what I mean? Like so cleverly.
You're saying it's a bag of shite, but we go back to they won the league with 11 points last season.
I think
that league's not that clever.
But we're trying to win it in 4th place.
I think Fergie has give that as lip service off the club. I don't think he was his fucking chosen one or something. I think he's done that to get the fans on board to help him because they know the fans are expecting a big name. Do you know what I mean? I think Fergie's just done that as a like a parting shot. He's the top fella I wanted. I don't think he did one. And Fergie's not daft. He wouldn't want it. What's he done to guarantee? You've got to have by someone. They've got to have someone, a manager who's got a winning mentality.
Yeah, well, to bring a bigger set in and rebuild a squad, they're not going to do it. United haven't got the money. They haven't got the money that City and Chelsea have got.
Them big hitters can carry on with what Ferguson done. He can carry on making them players perform at that level. He'll demand it. He's not making them perform at any level.
Is DNA still running through the club, and it's going to be for a while yet?
There's no DNA of Fergie in that club at the minute. No DNA.
Just the DNA, that's all there is. There's no mentality.
They don't seem scared. You know the way natural adrenaline can make you're a little bit frightened and on edge. And that's why you perform at your highest. These haven't got that. They're going through the motions. You're seeing it on the game the other night. I mean, unlike United, but they're just giving shitty little 5-yard passes away to other players, you know what I mean? But then didn't seem bothered, sort of thing, do you know what I mean? Yeah. I think the biggest problem United have got is the manager, and we've said it all along. If they're going to start on the road to recovery and redemption, unfortunately, he'd have to go. We don't want him to, but that's where it starts.
Another twist to the saga is they've got to. It's pivotal that they win this game against Olympiacos, and they've got us on the Sunday before. What does he do? Which game does he concentrate on? The Liverpool game or the upcoming Olympiacos game? It's going to be great. We could be sticking 5 past them up at Old Trafford.
You go to Old Trafford now and you're getting a fair crack of the whip because Fergie's not on the line with his watch. So you know what I mean. You know, there's no fear factor anymore there. So teams are going there and going, fucking hell. At least we know we're not getting 2 penalties because Fergie's like fucking bellowing down the ref's ear. The linesman's here, do you know what I mean? So that side of it's gone as well. You can see that's the Fergie factor on me.
You can see Brendan's tactics already. We know what he's going. Brendan will approach the game exactly the same way as he approached Arsenal. He'll say, get out the fucking straps, get an early goal, get the crowds on their backs, and then it's all done and dusted.
I'll tell you now, I wish we were playing Chelsea, City or United tomorrow rather than Southampton. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because they're the games where we're shining.
High intensity.
Yeah. Anyway, we've had enough for United. We don't apologise for talking that long about them because we're absolutely loving it, and I'm sure all our listeners are as well. What are we moving on to? So the Hillsborough Walk or Wanker of the Week?
Well, go on, get me out the way.
All right. He's the
wanker of the week. Wanker of the week. He's the wanker of the week.
And who's your nomination this week, so?
Me.
Oh,
no. I don't know, I haven't even thought about it. I've just put me. I've just had me in my head.
We had a few.
No, not me. Me on me in that show, not me in that show.
The character you're playing in the show?
Yeah, me builder. No, Wanker of the Week. Got to be Different Dave again.
Oh, he can't have it again. He's not a wanker anymore. We love him, though.
Well, Ian here on the train for giving us a load of spout. I don't know, I haven't told
I've got a nomination from one of the listeners, Gary Welch. We all know Gary, and he got into me during the week, and he says this week, if you can, could you nominate Riddick Bowe as Wanker of the Week for this Twitter argument that he's having with Liverpool fans? and his connection to Everton, we've been trying to work out where the connection is. Maybe it's Sylvester Stallone, but what's the connection with Sylvester Stallone and Riddick Bowe apart from boxing? On the back of that, I'll go along with Gary Welsh, and I'd say Riddick Bowe for saying things like he hopes all Liverpool supporters die because he supports Everton. It's just wanker, innit?
I actually went to watch Riddick Bowe against ABI in Las Vegas in 1995, and he put ABI down about 9 times. And it was just a disgrace. But he was shite as well. And no, that was just my little story about Riddick Bowe.
Is it Riddick Bowe?
Yeah, it was.
Is it legit? Is it?
Yeah.
Has it got the little blue tick?
Yeah, it's legit. It's Riddick Bowe. So we'll move on.
Is it Yakubu?
We'll move on, shall we? He's the wanker of the week. It's the best we can give this week. So without giving it to you, we can't give it to Howard's Webb. We can't give it to Moyes because we're always giving it to them. We can't give it to Tony because he's got diplomatic immunity from it.
Howard Webb was last week's, but now we're talking about wanker of the week. I seen Andy again and all that, Andy Devon in the ground, and they were fuming, and a few others have been fuming. So I'll apologise on behalf of Noise from the Boys for our no show last week, which we put down to technical difficulties. But he was getting it last week, Howard Webb, which was nailed on anyway. Yeah. But there was a few angry tweets about the show last week, actually. You know what I mean? It's the only hour they get and all that.
You threatened by tweets? You angry tweets? It's not like a drive-by, is it?
Yeah, he has a drive-by with tweets aimed at him.
Mourinho's a good shout. He's been a bit of a fucking divvy this week as well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Things he's been coming out with. But no, I'll go with him.
I was listening to the show and I was listening to the show in Australia, and it was a bit like this. She's never really has a wanker of the week, and you were throwing names into the hat, and none of them were really gripping it. And then Chris sort of, you could see it, you could hear it. I was listening 12,000 miles away, and you could just hear him. You could just imagine him. He leant back in his seat and went, "Well, how about Mick Hucknall?" And that was it.
Even when I got over it, I couldn't stop laughing. I was sending these messages on our Noise and the Boys WhatsApp. I was crying for about 15 minutes.
And have you noticed? He hasn't been on Old Trafford since.
It's one of the best wanker of the weeks ever. He's the top one, isn't he? No, well, if he's saying that, all Liverpool fans die, he deserves it then, don't he?
This week's wanker of the week is Riddick Bowe. Okay?
Yes.
Right, Hillsborough Walk. Are we on to the Hillsborough Walk, are we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we mentioned it last
week. Last year there was an Hillsborough Walk. It was a bit different than this year. A group of fans or supporters of the campaign done 96 miles from but last year they done 96 miles, but they stopped every 6 miles. This year Stephen Kelly and co have decided, it's the 25th anniversary, isn't it, this year? They've decided to go full ilt, and they're doing the full 96 miles from Hillsborough to Anfield. And Tony's got, I haven't really got time to read it now, but Tony's got it's a full professional resume, what he's got in front of me. It's all the gear you've got to wear and everything. But Tony's booked on it. Tony's on it, and I'm on the subs bench, and I'm trying to get on it. I'm sure somewhat. There's 42 people on it. Someone's got to fall out. Someone's got to twist an ankle, or the bird's going to book an holiday, or whatever's going to happen. But I've done a bit of research on this, so somewhere I've read, or you've read, that they reckon they're going to do it in 40 hours. I've been looking at professional walks. There's
44 hours.
Well, I've been looking at a 100-mile walk, what's done every year by seasoned, not professionals, but seasoned, experienced walkers, and theirs takes 48 hours. So there's got some mountains to climb, haven't we? And it's not the Pennines. Yeah. But as I say, you're going to tell me a bit about it?
Only other than what I've read on my itinerary. She sent me Sherry, but Sherry is the woman who's sorting it with them.
Yeah, I think it's sponsored this by Arriva, I think Steve Kelly either works for them or he used to, and they're laying on a double-decker bus which will have all the gear on. So I don't think we'll be walking with a rucksack so much because that'll be on there. You know what I mean? So are we going to get a kip? Is there going to be a kip along the way?
I'm not too sure. There's a bus alongside, and they're saying bring pillars and something. So obviously something's going on.
Is there any idea out what the fundraising is for this?
He doesn't want no fundraising involved.
What do you mean, no fundraising involved at all?
Do you mean as in sponsorship or what?
No,
or
as
people
in raising money?
Yeah, well, if either have put a bus on, St John's Ambulance have donated to paramedics.
So there's no. It's not a charity event. I'll tell you what. Over the next couple of weeks. Next week we'll know a bit more. When we'll get I'll get my people to get in touch with your people, and we'll go right through this. But anyway, that's on the 19th. Yeah, it's on.
Must be a break.
Oh yeah, it's
overnight, won't it?
It starts at midnight on the 18th. Starts at midnight on the 18th outside the Leppins Lane, I think. And we're stopping at the likes of Huddersfield. I say we, I'm not on it yet. We're stopping at the likes of Huddersfield, Oldham, Wigan, I think Man City as well.
Berry.
Yeah, so
Along these lines.
yeah, and then it gets to Goodison, and then from Goodison it's just going to be a mass walk across the park to Anfield. What I don't know is Anfield going to be allowing any kinds of right, stops at Anfield, and then what? I mean, these other clubs are like open the doors, facilitating us. Can't see nothing at Anfield because you think at the end of it, you get to Anfield, you'd want to shower.
Well, there's rest stops here. Look at them.
Yeah.
Stop for breakfast.
Stop for breakfast. Ooh.
Rest stop.
Yeah.
He'll be overnight. You couldn't do that all at once.
Yeah, no. But anyway, sorry for
walking hours. It might be 40 hours.
Sorry for babbling on. It's all a bit sketchy at the moment, but we'll be back here with the full information.
What I'm saying is, give me a few posters to put about. We've got a flag. He's offered me. I said if I was going to Southampton tomorrow, but I'm not going, I was going to take the flag. The flag is now at Huddersfield. Huddersfield have had the flag at their ground. It's we never walked alone, and he's got a big green flag, and he's got green posters done. There's been a few put up in the 12th man, and Greg Haynes took 2 over for the Hungarian supporters club.
We'll come to him in a minute.
So
it's awareness. For awareness, is it? It's an awareness. It's not for charity. It's awareness.
Back. It's the families, a few family members from the family group. It's the 2 groups merging together with a couple of survivors, with a couple of fans who've done it last time, to say a thank you, not just to Liverpool and Everton, the city, but to there's people at Sheffield, the people of the other clubs who have helped in the last 25 years. It's a thank you, more or less, and he doesn't want no money involved. Like I said, no sponsorship money involved. He's not asking for anything off anyone. Just like the people of Liverpool to get out on the road and welcome them back. I think it's a great thing. Like he said, he's got Everton have got something planned special. I don't know the full is, but he hasn't said nothing about Liverpool. I don't know what the carry on is there. But as you saw, we'll know we've got a practice walk, haven't we, coming up? So we'll find out more then. And you're going to do an Anfield. You'll be doing a little thing, recording it with them as well, won't you?
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have asked them.
I'm hopefully going to be on it. Right, okay. So we'll move on from that. That's and it's the 25th anniversary this year. So it's to give awareness to the HJC and all the hard work they've done over the last 25 years. What's next, Col? Greg Haynes or a sportsman's evening?
We'll do the sportsman's evening. We'll come to Greg at the end. Just to let everybody know, Friday the 2nd of May, there's a sportsman's dinner up at the Liverpool Naval Club on the Rocket. And there's going to be on the show David Fairclough and Howard Kendall. The comedian's Frankie Allen. If you Google Frankie Allen and watch some of his stuff, he's absolutely hilarious. And I believe Howard Kendall on these is absolutely top draw. One of the best, on the after dinner speaking circuit, the circuit, really funny, with some boss stories of Everton in the 80s. Tickets are £22, but we've managed to secure a couple of tickets, and we're going to run a competition starting next week. So if everybody could tune in next week, and there'll be a couple of tickets that he's come win once we get the question out. There's a hot and cold buffet. This is all part of your £22. There's a disco, hot and cold buffet, raffles and auctions. You get to get your photographs, etc., with Howard Kendall, and and super sub Davy Fairclough. And as I say, the comedian's Frankie Allen, who is absolutely fucking hilarious. He's pretty blue, but he's really, really funny. And as far as last week's competition, myself and Tony ran a competition on Twitter for 2 tickets for the Ann Mulvey show, which was last week, and they were won by David Jenkins. And I think David had a smashing time up there. Like him and his mate went up, and they really enjoyed it. So, as I say, listen in for next week's competition, and we're out in time win 2 tickets for the show on Friday the 2nd of May.
So where's Greg now?
Right, Greg and his lovely girlfriend Emma are over in Hungary as special guests of the chairman of the Hungarian branch of the Liverpool Supporters Club. And they're actually getting spoilt rotten, the pair of them, being invited to dinners and they're flying the flag for, you know, as we know, Greg and Emma are top Liverpool fans, aren't they? But they're flying the flag for the club and the show as well. They're going to tell everybody about the show while they're over there. They flew in, I think I took them to the airport on Monday, I think it was, and that evening they were honorary guests at a gala dinner in Budapest with Laszlo and Esther.
They are Grand Theft Auto.
And Laszlo and Esther are Laszlo's the chairman of the Hungarian Supporters Club. And Esther's his lovely wife, and they got to be friends with Emma and Greg, and invited them over, etc. And they've
Fast and Furious.
They're actually over there now on a little break, and they're flying the flag for Liverpool Football Club and Anfield FM. So, big hello to Greg and Emma, Laszlo and Esther. Thank you.
I'd like to say to Greg, I met him at the ground on Sunday, and he was telling me all about it. Went to Scarf and Badge to get some gear for it to take over and all that. But yeah, he got me a ticket, stuck for the ticket on Sunday, and he come across with a Cameron Road ticket. And tell you what, I don't think I've ever sat in a better seat in Anfield. It was bang on the halfway line in the Cameron.
You said that about my seat.
I know, yeah, but I always say that when I get a ticket. But no, it was bang on. It was just nice one, Greg, anyway. As I said to him after the game, any chance of any more, but I won't tell you what he said.
You're saying it like a top scran. What's a top scran in Hungary? Like a bowl of goulash?
Goulash, yeah.
And a cup of prune juice or something?
You might talk them for an English.
I'll be fit. Bowl of scouse. Goulash is a black scouse, isn't it? No,
absolutely terrible.
Sorry.
Well, Greg, be listening there on Friday then. Live.
When are you back?
Right.
Goulash.
So, what else have we got on then? We're coming to the end of the show. Twitter corner. I'm not a Twitter, but
Tony can do the Twitter tonight.
Well,
just hold on a minute, Tom.
okay. We're going on. I've got a few new listeners as well, actually. So I seen Damien Doyle in Marxie's yesterday. I didn't tell him about this tilt thing because I would have got fucking legged. But he's been listening. He tuned in last week for the show and nothing come on. So he said he's definitely tuning in tonight. So I give Doyley a mention. Doyley will be listening in. And my mate Jared Meadows. Jared's he's an avid listener anyway, but Jared's listening in as well. And Lee Morris, he's another one who's on Twitter. Yeah, he's the one who sent the Twitter last week. He got his slippers on and he sat off with his bevy and nothing come on. And I've also the three Smith brothers from Dingle. These though, Garrett, Chris and Terence. Community Terence. Yeah, these are like old school, yeah.
One of the best accounts on Twitter.
Yeah, and Anthony Godfrey's he's a new listener. Anthony's been listening in, but he's been catching bits and bobs because of things. And Lynchy, the famous Tony Lynch. He said he's due a mention, so I thought I'd give him a mention. He's been in from day one, like.
But what I've noticed since I have been on for the last 5 weeks has been quite a lot of swearing. What's going on there? Just for our listeners out there, sorry about the swearing tonight, and it'll be getting watered down a bit next week, because I'm back.
Yeah, well, the top man said we could swear, didn't he? So.
Paul, he's just like, he's the Anfield FM's version of David Moyes. I'm Fergie, I'm back, and I'm stamping down on me minions.
What did you say? While the cat's away?
Yeah, while the cat's away, they might as well play. Right. The weekend's betting let's go on to the Southampton game. Yeah. Playing Southampton tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I thought it's an hard game, Southampton, and going off the record we've got down there, would you take a point? I don't know. We obviously need the 3. With what's happening with the Coca-Cola Cup final, the Carling Cup final, whatever it is, with them not playing, it's a perfect chance to capitalise on someone above us not playing. But I think it's a very hard game. But we go there full of beans, like. But if we work on, surely this week, I've heard them, a few of the defenders, and Brendan actually saying he's going to spend the week working on our defensive positioning and trying to iron out these like frailties we've got at the back at the minute. So hopefully, you know, a week of that, you know, there's nothing happening up front. But
who is our defence coach?
I don't know.
What do you mean?
We you know, goalkeeper coaches like Joe Corrigan and that in the past. Yeah, have we got it?
It's Brendan oversees all of that.
Yeah, but surely there's a defence coach. Brendan's over there. He's the full squad manager, but you'd have different coaches, surely.
Yeah, look, do you know also as well what we haven't mentioned about the defensive slip-ups? I think they are more like individual errors than like anything, but you forget, like, Gerrard's adapting to this new role in front of them as well, so, like...
He's doing very well at it.
Like, and I seen last week there was a fella shouting the odds about it, didn't have a clue. You know, because Gerrard, you know that gap in between Gerrard and then, not the defence, the midfield. Not, yeah, there's a little gap there. Now, when they were attacking last week, they were very clever Swans, when they were attacking, Gerrard didn't want to come out of that hole and meet them, do you know what I mean? Come and meet them in the pitch. And this fella shouting, come on, Gerrard, throw a tackle in. But he's been told to just sit. Now, he was throwing tackles in after the 18-yard box. Do you know what I mean? From the 18-yard box on backwards, he was throwing his challenges in then, just on the 18-yard box with the defenders. But he wasn't coming out, and, like, he must be told. So that's also got to come into the equation of, like, this frailty. He's just adapting to this role as well, which is, you know, like, Pirlo's come out this week and just said he's going to be the top man at it, because he's, like, one of the best players in the world. So Pirlo's giving you, he said he can play it, he could walk into that position. So just Pirlo giving you the thumbs up. It's not, you know, but Southampton let you play as well, that's a good thing. But they set a fast tempo at home, don't they? You know what I mean? They get out, and we've learned our lesson. Yeah, we've learned our lesson, I think, with the Southampton at home. But I'd be over the moon with a win. But myself, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's an hard game. What can you say?
I'm going for 2-2. We're leaking goals. When's the last time we didn't have a goal scored against us?
I know we haven't got. I don't know. I had some stats about
Everton probably.
No.
Probably Everton, weren't it?
Well, I was going back to the... I don't think we have got a defensive coach, and if we did have a defensive coach,
he needs sacking.
He's shite. So I'm thinking, is it Torre who's our defensive coach? Because he's a bag of shite at the moment. He come on the other day again, and what did you say? He looks like he's on roller skates. And it is, and he doesn't want to give the ball. He doesn't want the ball no more.
It's like a hand grenade, isn't it?
When he goes anywhere near the ball, you've got your head in your hands. Do you know what I mean? I'm going back to this naivety. This naivety about the way we're playing at the moment. I don't see anything but a win tomorrow. I really don't. And I think there'll be loads and loads of goals in it. But I think we'll win tomorrow.
We'll score more than that.
Exactly.
Do you know, everyone I've spoke to is all saying, there's going to be an hard game with Southampton. Like Southampton, I fucking like Real Madrid or someone like that, you know what I mean?
But okay, if we score more goals than City, we'll win 7-6. Hold on a minute.
But I think now Southampton are quite safe. You know, they're not going nowhere. They're not getting into Europe. They're not going down. They're quite safe. They're settled. I think we're going to go there and beat them about 3-1, something like that myself. I think we'll go there and win. But we've got 3 away games now on the bounce. We've got Southampton, we've got United, and we've got Cardiff. You know, so I think we'll beat Southampton. I'd be happy with a draw against the Manx and then beat Cardiff. That's 7 points, but...
One game at a time, and tomorrow we've got to start... When do we start believing that we're going to wipe the floor with these teams? Do you know what I mean?
When we start keeping clean sheets.
Well, but that's what I'm saying.
Because we can always score. When's the last time we never scored?
There's an innocence about our sides where we're just going out and playing to our strengths and we're not worried about other sides. And our strengths at the moment are far better than the other side's strengths because we keep beating teams and we're beating them quite easily.
I think the last time we never scored might have been at the Emirates in the league.
Well, is he putting a lot of faith in the players, and the players are saying to him, look, let us just play and go and have a go. We're paying anyone who we want to play. I've seen this since United beat us at Anfield on, 2012, 26th of September. We've only lost 10 games out of 60. We've only lost, 3 games this year in 2000, in the full calendar year in it or something. Do you know what I mean?
Is it, yeah?
Yeah, that's... Half of them games were with pre-Coutinho and before we got Sturridge, you know what I mean? So, we are, since Brendan's come, we've been, it's not just like this season, do you know what I mean? You can see the upward movements in it.
Is he the building blocks, going back, I don't want to sound dramatic, but going back 50, 60 years when Shankly first came and he had to rebuild the side, and the clubs didn't have much money, it was on its knees in the second division. I mean, he could be building something here for the next 10 or 15 years, and I don't think he's signed his new contract yet. It's on the table, and there's a few... Brendan, his contract's coming to an end, not a lot of people are on that. But hopefully we can nail him down.
Was he 3 years?
3 years, yeah, he's 18 months in now, so any time now they'll be sitting down with him. So hopefully they get him down, tie him down to a long-term contract and give him some decent money to spend in the summer.
Can you remember when he first got the 3-year contract, everyone was saying he's just a yes man and they've want to give him a little contract to get rid of him so they don't have to pay him off. He'd be looking at a 5-6 year contract now, won't he?
There's a load of fucking people who's slagging Rodgers off right up until this.
I've got my eye on a few of them. I've got my eye on a few of them, and I can't wait to see them.
I'll tell you one as well, and he's in the Echo, and I don't really want to fucking slag him off, but his name's Graham Mag. And he slagged Rodgers off, and he used to do me head in all the time, honest to God.
He's a fella,
He's in that, the fans forum thing. He slated him, and now he's turned his, he's gone, he's alright now and all that, but give the man time, and he was doing alright. I just wanted to get him off.
There's a fella on our Facebook page called Andy Campbell. Reckons he's a top red because he goes all around the country. Well, he's put. I don't know. He blocked me now. He's put Rodgers down. He said really bad things about Rodgers and his family, and I hope he's eating his words now. And I can't wait to see him as well.
But this same Andy Campbell, he was going on about. It was the same fella going on about why Brad Jones was playing against Arsenal. I don't really want to say.
He's a fucking know-all who knows fuck all.
Well, what he said, why should Brad Jones be playing in this team just because his child died and through bad circumstances, and he's a good bloke?
Are you serious?
I said,
this fella was saying that he wanted to see Brendan Rodgers dead, so it sounds like the same fella, doesn't it?
Yeah, these Liverpool fans though.
Yeah, he goes everywhere with all his pictures. He thinks he's got a right to say because he goes here, then everywhere.
The same thing he said, well, I'm at the game where he used.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, Divvy.
Hey,
that's what I
said.
If
you ever lost a child yourself, you wouldn't fucking say something like that.
Move on from him. He's a tool. So anyway, yeah, my prediction for tomorrow then is 2-2. And I think Swabs might score.
You're sitting on the fence on your first game back.
I think I'm the first person this season to say our team I'll have go for a draw.
2 draws.
I'll have you.
Yeah, 2 draws in the past. I'm going to go for.
That's him.
I'm going to go for 3-2 Liverpool, just because we're having a little crack at this league.
He's just stole my thunder there, but I'm going to go with him. It's 3-2 for Liverpool tomorrow.
3-1.
I can't live with these 3-2s. Oh, God. What is it? We're going to be 2-0 up, 2-2, and then scoring 94th minute. That's how you win leagues, isn't it?
Ours is 1-1, 2-1, 2. It's exciting, our football now, isn't it, for the punters?
Right, so that's it. Onwards and upwards. Tell me, the other teams are playing tomorrow? Our rivals.
Well, the final, isn't it?
United have got no game, have they?
City are playing Sunderland in the final.
I think United were supposed to play Sunderland, weren't they? So they've got no game.
Who've the natives got?
West Ham.
Our own
West Ham.
Yeah.
Okay, and Arsenal? Tottenham. Arsenal got Tottenham?
No, who's Tottenham got?
I don't know, it's me asking the questions.
Right, I'll tell you now. Give me 2 minutes.
2 minutes? We haven't got 2 minutes with a professional radio station.
Right.
I can't ad-lib. But anyway, We're down at the, I was about to say we're down at the Zell tomorrow, we're down at St Mary's tomorrow, and let's hope it's another great win for the Reds. And who Chelsea playing?
Yeah, I'll tell you now. Who do you want, Tottenham?
Tottenham gone, who's Tottenham playing?
Playing on Sunday.
Who are they playing?
It's official.
Oh shit.
Tottenham are playing
Can't wait to mention it.
Right, who've Chelsea got?
Chelsea have got
It's crazy.
Fulham away at Derby.
Oh, it's not really a derby, is it?
Okay.
Okay.
Stoke have got Arsenal.
Stoke have got Arsenal. Okay. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully we'll get 3 points down there, and really, it's in our hands. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be back at the same time next week.
Up the Reds.
That Andy Campbell, yeah.
Do you know him?